Scrappy friends, big welcome to my channel today. At this stage, I don't know if this is going to be my first share for the new year or not, but it may very well be. This is the first time I am in my craft room for 2022, and finally I get some crafting time. I'm going to be using this cut file, so this is a share for Cut To You. And if you watched my last video for 2021, you would have seen that I used the outline of this cut file on that particular page, and I did cut it smaller because I only had A4 sheets of cardstock, this matte silver cardstock to work with, so I kind of went, okay, this is how I'm going to work it. But I wanted to do something with this, and I wanted to do something that was different. I've decided this is going to be my actual page. I'm going to scrapbook this photo of myself and a friend's new daughter. This is from 2020, and I'm going to basically scrapbook on the back of this, use this as the page, and punch some holes along here. And I hope that you enjoy my process, something a little bit different. Yeah, if you have any questions, make sure you drop them below. Otherwise, I'll pop you on fast forward, and I hope you enjoy. Okay, so the first thing that I want to do is work out where my holes are going to be punched. So I pulled out one of the albums that it's going to go into. I don't know where it's going to go exactly yet. And I am just using the cover sheet thingy, I don't know what that's called, to line up the holes and punch those in there. So yeah, I know exactly what I am doing and where not to stick things. I'm going to use this side, the stripy side of this pattern paper, for the background of my page. I'm just going to call it my page because it's just easier. You can see I am just tracing around that, going to cut around that and then stick it down. So you can see I'm just doing a very rough cut here because it's much easier than trying to deal with a full sheet of 12 by 12. And then I'm going to go back in and cut around that properly. I have left a little bit of this in just so that you know, if you have any trouble with fussy cutting, I can give you a couple of pointers. The biggest one for me is something with a really pointy end like these, so you can get into those little fine details. And also the other thing is to move the paper as you cut rather than moving the scissors. So just kind of close the scissor blades and move the paper. So that's all cut. I am going to stick that down. No, first I'm going to trim my photo, get rid of all that excess. Make sure it's straight. What next? I think I'm going to back my photo. Yeah, I'm going to start with some tissue paper, and then I add a couple of layers of pattern paper. One of the layers of pattern paper that I use is actually it's a piece of scrap paper that I have added some of the washi tape from this kit to. It's the Heidi Swapp Classic Heidi collection that I'm using. I can't remember if I said that in my other bit. So I've got tissue paper behind there. I'm going to pop it up with some foam. No, it's not foam, that's cardboard. I am going to double glue everything, so I'm going to use glue, except for that. I'm going to use glue and tape runner. I want to make sure everything's going to stick. There's my paper that's not paper, that's washi tape. I'm going to add a layer of pink behind. And again, use my trimmer. And oh yes, that's right, I distressed the edges on this one. I think I distressed the edges on all of the papers that I put on this. So glue and tape, and then I'm going to do the same with the washi tape paper here. Just work with the straight edge to start with, and I'm going to leave a bigger than normal border on this one. I think, yeah, it's not like a giant border, but it's bigger than what I would normally do. Just trace the edges of that. And then stick it down. So because of where I place this photo on my layout, the offcuts on the right hand side there, I'm going to put a piece on the back of that so that it's not, so that the whole piece has the washi tape on it. There's only part of it wrapped around the edge there, and I thought it looked a bit funny with only part of it, so I'm going to go in and add just an extra piece there so that it looks the same. So I've pulled out all of the bits from this collection. I'm going to use that label that's there, pull in a doily. I like that I've got the straight lines to work with on my background. I'm going to bring in a couple of these stickers. I think this one has the definition of a door. I'll just grab it quickly. Yeah, it's got the definition of a door, and it says verb, to regard with utmost esteem, love and respect. But I'm just going to trim that one down so that it fits the shape of the printed tag, and then I'm going to chop off some of that that label, sorry, not the tag, so that it fits under there. I tried a couple of different things here. I give up on them. I'm like, nope, they're not right. I'm like, I'm trying everything, nothing's working. Look at my label stickers, and then I find these ones, and I go with one that says love you girl, I think. Yeah, it says love you girl. I'm going to pop that one there. Alright, so I'm ready to start sticking all my things. I'm going to start with some, I think I put my ATG, no I didn't, because my ATG ran out. So I just used wet glue here to make sure that all lined up correctly, and then I'm going to go around with my scissors again, and no, I actually start with my craft knife here, but again, I don't make you watch all that. It's really not exciting at all, and my head's in the way for a lot of it. Punch those holes in, and I'm going to start sticking all my layers together now. So you can see I'm double adhering everything. And I have sped this up pretty quickly. I'm going to add some foam underneath this little word strip so that it sits flat where I want it. Yeah, so this page, once I got started on it, came together pretty quickly and easily. These alpha stickers are a little bit fussy because they are vellum, which means they're super light and kind of wobbly, for the lack of a better term. They are light in colour as well, but they're not so light in colour that they're not obvious on the page. So I've got Sweet Girl there. And then I'm going to emboss in silver the word hello over the top of that. One of my letters did start to melt just a tiny bit with the heat, but I'm pretty sure I leave my embossing in so that you can see my process. The tip, my biggest tip for doing things like this is just to make sure you keep that heat gun moving so that it doesn't have time to melt things. I did also use my anti-stick powder tool, I think, before I inked that up. So yeah, you can see I've just got my heat tool moving the whole time I'm doing that. And I really like how that looks. I knew I wanted to add something else to this and I couldn't work out what, so I pulled out a metal die. This one is by Uniquely Creative. I've got some texture white cardstock. I'm just going to run that through my Big Shot quickly. And I have to run it through a couple of times. You can see it hasn't cut all the way through, so I'm going to do it again. And this time I'm going to use my metal shim as well. If ever you do have a die that hasn't cut all the way through, you should be able to just like slide the die back into where it was and then run it through your die cut machine again. I'm just putting that away. So I am going to chop this up a fair bit. Again, I don't make you watch all of this because it's a lot of, do I want to cut here and check? Do I want to cut here and check? So I'm just adding those pieces in. You can see I've got one at the top, one at the one to the bottom right, and then I do one over to the left hand side as well. And I end up using most of that die cut too. It's not a really obvious detail, not anything that's like, wow, look at me, but I think it gives it just what it needs. Because it is so fine and because it is going outside of a page protector, I am being pretty particular about where I'm putting my glue. I don't really want things to be falling off or being torn apart. I'll be honest, I am a little bit concerned about those extra letters off the edge, but we'll see what happens. I don't make these to last forever. I'm going to go, so because I've got the silver, I'm going to go with some silver embellishments. These are also from Uniquely Creative, and I just add in 2 lots of 3, I think. 2 little triangles. And my journaling, no, I'm just going to make sure I'm sticking everything down. I'm going to add my journaling. And it says, so very happy to finally meet you, beautiful girl. Welcome to the world, and I hope you are ready to be loved and adored. I add that with a silver pen. So you can see that just in here. That was when I realized I had melted my W a little bit. And I'm going to add some splatters. Cover up my photo. I'm pretty sure I added the date there. And I'm going to add some splatters in Cheeky Pink. I can't remember what type of paint that is. And that matches so well with this collection. And then also the Blings Hi Ho Silver. And I'm pretty sure that then finishes off my page. Yeah. So just adding those splatters. It's going to, after my splatters are added, I'll show you the close-ups on the video and then the photos. On the front, I did find some tiny, like pearly pink coloured thickers that I add her name. It says, it's got her birth date and her name, which is Calliope Louise. And I really love the way this came together, something a bit different. It'd be interesting to see how it holds up in my album. But yeah, I really, really love it. There are so many cut files in the store that this would work with. If this inspires you to create something out of a page protector in a different shape, let me know. I'd love to see. If you do have any questions, please make sure you drop them below. As always, thank you ever so much for stopping by. I really do appreciate it, that you choose to spend your scrappy time with me. I hope that you've had a fantastic start to the new year, and I look forward to sharing more with you. Have a fantastic scrappy day.